Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Absolutely Not Podcast. I'm your host, Heather McMahan. So thrilled to have one of my best friends in the world in the studio. And in the words of the Kardashian previews on Hulu, she's back.
Hi, everyone. Poltergeist, she's back.
Jackie Schimmel, how are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you, Heather?
I'm so great. I could not be more thrilled to have you in the studio today. Also, we just need to point out a couple things.
Sure.
We have our nice designer bags on display. Jackie, can you tell us about your bag?
Yes, I'd love to, Heather. Thank you. This is the medium Andiamo Bottega Veneta bag.
Uh-huh.
It has a myriad of bodily fluids from my son.
Absolutely.
In the woven leather and a I had a stroke. A coordinating pair of Bottega Veneta sunglasses in the same shade of sage green. Thank you so much.
Wow. Okay. Well,
tell us about your
I
bag,
will tell you
Heather.
about mine. So I have I actually don't even know what the name of the bag or what the style is, but
Amateur.
it's a Gucci amateur. Well, when I was in Gucci, I was actually being approached by a fan. So the entire interaction was me just waving at Jeff going, give the salesperson your Amex. I'm speaking to fans.
Right.
So maybe had I not been accosted by people who adore me, I would have been able to understand, really gotten more information about the
people's
bag.
princess, if you will.
Oh, it's called the Blondie. Was that not kismet? I walked into Gucci and I said, I just played the beacon. I'm going to get myself a little something.
Mm-hmm.
And Jeff said, well, I don't like any of the colors. Ask if they have something fun in the back. And powder blue is my color. So here we are. The only reason that we have our bags on display, which seems like a just disgusting.
Not of the times, really.
Not of the times. Disgusting display of just over consumerism and
Ding, ding, ding.
materialism is because if we put them on the podcast, we can write them off.
Exactly.
So actually, it's smart.
Hot tips and tricks from Heather and Jackie.
Two white women who just got it figured out.
Hanging on for dear life, just like our extensions.
Truly, truly.
Oh, God.
I had to backcomb an extension yesterday. Just when you're backcombing your own, and it's not even your hair, you've hit a rock bottom.
Yeah, I had a bead slip.
Oh, there's nothing worse than a slipping bead, slipping and sliding all over the valley.
That's right.
How have you been, Jackie? What's been going on?
Oh, not much. I'm leaving for tour in T-minus 48 hours.
And how many dates are we doing on tour? Because I can't wait to talk to you about your tour life.
I'm doing 10.
10.
10.
Over how many months?
About a month and a half.
Oh, wow. So you're banging it out.
I'm kind of, for me.
Yeah, you're banging it out.
We're banging it out. I'm doing it in 3 separate
chunks.
Great. Right.
I am so excited because you're one of the funniest people on the planet and I love and adore you. And I'm going to try and come out to one of the dates.
Please.
And I'm absolutely going to come out. Like I'll show everybody my vagina. I don't care, whatever. I bleed out for you.
The least you could do.
Least I could do. But this tour is going to be so fucking hysterical. We were talking about it over breakfast. What can a listener who obviously my audience is going to come and support you as well. What can a listener anticipate?
Like deep, trauma by proxy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I've watched it now 700 times and I'm a little bit desensitized. It's jarring.
It's jarring.
It's like a case study of consistency and like someone who's just inherently broken and doesn't know it. You know what I mean? But so fun, so light, but the craziest shit you've ever seen. It's crazy.
So we were talking at breakfast about just our overall shared trauma.
Yeah.
And we were saying you had a great example of what we need to do in our lives sometimes, just zoom out.
Zoom out.
We got to zoom out. Everybody needs to zoom out. But for this show, you're really zooming in.
I am zooming the fucking. I've never been more zoomed in, which is why I have to also zoom out sporadically. And I'm getting whiplash.
What would you say is the best explanation of how somebody can zoom out in their life in a positive way? Or why someone might need to zoom out?
Everybody needs to zoom out.
Fully agree.
By the way, everybody needs to zoom out because we're one of billions of people roaming a planet, okay? And not everything is about you. And for us and what we do, it's hard to remember sometimes that it's not all about us.
Yes, I agree.
You know what I mean? I was saying to Heather this morning over breakfast, she was like, don't worry, I'm not going to you know what I'm about to say?
Yeah.
Heather's like, I just feel like I've been a bad friend and, I've been so busy and I'm doing this and I'm writing and acting and whatever. And I said, you know what, Heather? it's not all about you. Even in your pursuit of being kind and self-reflecting, zoom the fuck out.
And you know where
nobody cares.
I'm so far out right now. I'm hovering, I'm orbiting, and I'm looking down at us in Los Angeles right now.
Right, totally.
Listen, I can take it. I'm zoomed out.
Totally.
I'm zoomed out.
She's on the Blue Origin space flight with Katy Perry.
Singing, "Baby, You're a Firework." There are moments where you do have to just you want to tell everybody, like, were you also not there when I was here, or like present for whatever situation is happening? Like, everybody's got to zoom out. Like, or we got to look through other people's perspectives.
Right. And it's not like we want to do like comparative trauma with people, but like if you are so in your head about something, okay, sometimes it's important to look to the left.
Yeah.
Okay. Look to Katie in Minnesota.
How's she doing?
With
not
no
well,
limbs.
bitch.
Not well. You know what I mean? It could always be worse. It could always be better.
Yeah.
Zoom out. Have some perspective. Stop being a fucking asshole.
So some of us just need to zoom out. Zoom the fuck out.
Yep.
Yeah. We need to zoom out.
Right.
We need to zoom out.
It's important.
How else are you zooming out in your life?
Oh, just like full disassociation.
Neglecting your child.
Parenting, my relationship, my marriage, my work, just like everything. I like to just go off the grid. I like to disassociate. I want to go. We talk about this all the time. There is something so just soul resetting about just existing in the mundaneness of people, places, and things.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And you enjoy that. I can enjoy that for about 48 hours. And then I absolutely, I got to get the hell out of Dodge. I panic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm sitting around going, I'm not really good at any of these things. You are essentially my interior designer.
Yes.
You are great at sourcing things. I go to you for guidance on everything that is cool and stylish. And I just realized I'm not great at being a domestic goddess. It's just, I'm great at cleaning. I'm really good at wiping down countertops.
You know, I'm not good at that shit. You were just in my car.
Yeah. Okay. First of all, you have something's rotting. Something's rotting in the back. It smells like the seventh layer of hell. It is so disgusting. And you know, hey, guess what? You got to zoom back in because you've zoomed so far out that Tina and I had to ride in your car today. And it's a rotting flesh in the back.
Put that window down before we even exited the parking structure.
It's not a banana. Oh, and she can't smell. She's had a broken nose since 2008.
Okay.
So I'm back there in it. Just it was
She's
assaulting.
Like dry heaving.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Listen, things slip and I'm
what, like a turd? There's just a loose turd back there? What are you talking about?
I think it's like an ahi pokey situation.
Yeah. It did give notes of ponzu.
No, there is definitely ponzu, and there's definitely some type of lingering raw fish
for sure
in the crevasses.
I just think maybe we hit a car wash on the way back to the valley today.
Oh God, I don't love a car wash.
No,
I don't like the forced camaraderie of everyone waiting for their cars outside
and sitting just in the beating sun.
And then they start asking questions. I do like to play a game though, where I try to match the car with the owner.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you fit your car. I think we need to talk, though, about your old car that you used to have. Because when I first really met Jackie, she picked me up for dinner or lunch one day. She used to drive a maroon.
It was Rubelite. It was a limited edition color. It was notes of purple.
Mercedes convertible. And this bitch rolled up top down. And I said, that's my girl. I never want you to change. And now you have a sensible mom car.
I do.
Which is, you know, a sexy SUV. But man, the outlet malls that we hit and where was it? Not Rancho Cucamonga. Where were we?
Camarillo, baby.
Camarillo. We went into that Lululemon outlet in Camarillo and that with that top down and we tore it up and then went to In-N-Out.
Yeah, what the fuck were we doing?
We were thriving. You were childless.
Thriving. Oh, the days.
You know, the weight of the world of being such a megastar was not on my shoulders yet. And we could go there anonymously. Maybe one person listened to one of our podcasts.
No, but we were just trolling the bins looking for discounted fucking leggings in Camarillo on a Tuesday.
Whatever happened in that Zimmerman dress that flew out of your car?
Never to be recovered.
That was a real harrowing Oregon Trail type story.
It was unbelievable.
It flew out of the car.
It took flight on the 101. I was coming home from Home Depot picking up some baseboards. I had the dress. I was going to a baby shower that weekend. Hung on the back seat of my car, top down, obviously. And it was wrapped in plastic, acted like a parachute, took flight, flew out of the car. Okay. I had to get those baseboards back home because, like,
Yeah.
we're on the clock here. So it took flight. It fell on the side of the road. I called 911.
I have a white woman emergency. My Zimmerman dress flew out of my maroon Mercedes.
Abusing the powers above.
You could have at least done 311, a non-medical emergency.
I don't even know what 311 is.
311 is if it's not a full emergency, but it's like there needs to be a citizen's arrest, but it's not like timely.
I never knew about that.
Yeah, right? Isn't it a non-medical emergency or just there's no like
Why
fire
don't
or
people
blood,
tell me
you
these
call
things?
311. Oh, potholes. Bums on the street?
311. Zimmerman dresses in the sky.
Well, you know what? If Jackie starts calling 311 for bums on the street, then she's really leaned into every textbook.
Not on my watch. I'm not doing it.
No, I let the bums do what they want.
Totally.
But if I have a designer dress that flies out of my convertible,
911.
911.
Emergency. Tags attached. Sold out. It's also very hard to find a Zimmerman dress with these tits.
Yes.
You
Totally
know?
feel you.
It was like a whole.
So in
whatever.
Loose, did we ever think did anybody ever reach out to you like, hey, bitch, like later on, I found it on the side of the highway?
Nobody came forward, but after reviewing the footage, you can actually see the dress like crumpled on the side of the road when I was on my watch party lookout, like pilfering the side of the freeway. But then I had a massage, so I had to just cut ties and go home. After calling 911, I'm like, oh, they're just gonna like bring it to me dry cleaned or whatever.
And it'd be like a hot cop who's just like, do you also want to see my dick? And you're like, yeah, sure.
Sure, okay.
Andrew's kind of annoying me. I'll see it.
Yeah, let's do it. So what I think happened was I'm, posting these videos. I go off the grid for 2 hours. I think someone went and collected the dress because I did find the very same dress that looks like it had some road marks on it on the RealReal in Los Angeles, available for pickup the very next day. Tags attached in my size. Thank you. And it was sold out online.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Well, you heard it here first. We never reclaimed the Zimmerman dress.
Breaking news, everybody.
Breaking news. And fuck whoever went and got it. No, somebody
honestly,
definitely was in the valley and was like, no, I'm in the Toyota RAV4. I'm on my way.
Yeah. On the side of the road with like a neon vest, pilfering through the brush, getting the dress. By the way, good for them.
Good for them.
A star.
We also have not addressed, we went and recorded an episode of the podcast while the hills were burning, and I showed up at your house, forced you to get on camera, and then we never got the footage. It never worked.
Could you fucking kill my husband?
I could kill your husband.
What an idiot.
It's technically my fault because I gaslit you, forced entry into your home.
Gaslit me during a fire of all times.
But I would like to push the blame towards Andrew.
No, it is quite literally all Andrew's fault. This man is a music producer. Yeah. This is what he does for a fucking living. You couldn't finagle two microphones together so that Heather and Jackie can talk shit in your humble
during a weather emergency. We are trying to move through our feelings, and he couldn't facilitate the mechanics of that.
Unbelievable. Yeah. It feels intentional.
It felt so intentional. I didn't want to say anything. But I've always had a great relationship with Andrew, but that situation felt like it was pointed at me.
Do you think that he was getting back at us because the last time you came over to my house for dinner and we ruthlessly bullied Andrew for about 4 hours?
4 hours. But at one point, he and I were in tears about some sort of thing about like, at one point we were like holding hands.
Fucking pussy. Like we were screaming. It was like the best night of my life.
It was so much fun.
I don't know what happened that evening, but we had Andrew working for us.
He was, and when my husband loves you more than anybody, like if you show up to our house, he is like, milady, what would you like? Like waiting on hand and foot.
Totally.
And you are probably the only other person who's allowed to berate my husband.
Yeah.
Like my home.
Because I love him.
Yeah. My home is a safe space, but the only person I rip Jeff a new asshole every day, and you can rip him a new asshole, but that's it.
Right.
Anybody else says a word,
you're like, excuse
you're getting hands.
Me?
You're getting hands.
How dare you?
How dare you?
And same for you. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed myself in ways that I didn't even know it was possible. We were just sitting on my sofa, okay? Andrew's shaking us up martinis, bringing us food, having caviar, and we are berating him.
Yeah.
I think at one point I was like, you pear-shaped piece of shit. Like, we were just screaming at him.
Being pear-shaped is tough.
His legs are always chafing, and he walks wide because of it.
Oh, Jeff's favorite animal is a penguin.
Yeah.
And I realized, I was like, oh, because it's life imitating art. That's the way he walks. He's so top heavy, and I'm top heavy too, so I have no room to talk. But he's so top heavy, he just kind of walks like a penguin, like waddles. And it finally dawned on me like 2 years ago. I was like, oh, like his dream trip is to go to South Africa and see the penguins. And I was like, because you think
he wants to be with his family.
He wants to be with his family. He does not connect to his real natural born family.
Yeah,
that's his family.
That's why Andrew loves the farmer's market.
Yeah. Because because he's a vegetable.
With the pears. Bye. I have to go now. So stupid.
Okay, sorry. This is
so
we
dumb.
should have just kept this to ourselves.
Sorry.
I'll tell you what, I'm apple shaped and I thank my lucky stars every day. I will say, and that's not to like talk about other people's bodies, but I'll talk about my
We can talk about other people's bodies. Right? That's fine. That's what I'm here for.
Being pear though, like no, because pear shape they have those tight, nice waists. But
not always.
Like I gotta really wear a heavy sweatshirt up top. But then, like we were saying earlier, a micro short really that takes me to another level.
Blousey tiny. Blousey tiny.
Yeah.
It's a great formula.
And you know what? Not a single designer in America has figured out blousey tiny. It's always tight up top and then some sort of weird farm Amish skirt at the bottom.
Which is also just so hard to pull off because you have to, it's so straight.
So straight.
I don't get it. Like I want to be Gracie Abrams with a fucking headscarf and a little tank. That's not going to work for me.
You know, a trend that you definitely couldn't pull off that I tried to talk you out of was when we went to Paris and you wanted to buy Balenciaga sneakers to wear to Pilates, which I repeatedly told you, Jackie, you don't wear sneakers in Pilates. Like, but I need something to wear from the car into the Pilates studio.
I needed an athletic shoe.
You needed an athletic shoe. And you told the woman at what's that famous store that we went to?
Oh, the Le Bon Marche.
Yeah, the Le Bon Marche. You were like, so these are for Pilates. And she was like, what?
She's like, bitch, get the fuck out of here.
Give me your credit card, get these. And then as soon as Balenciaga got canceled, I called you and I said, are we getting rid of them?
They're gone. They're totally fucking gone.
Good.
We were hitting up some flea markets and I thought it would just be nice to have a sensible sneaker with arch support.
Right.
And, you know, after like the second glass of lunch rosé, I just was like, these are speaking to me. I want to be cool. It was like right on the precipice of like the chunky dad sneaker trend, but I'm not cool enough to like pull that off. So I thought that this would be like a nice middle ground and I was wrong.
You were wrong. I would like just to say that I saw it. I saw it coming.
She did.
But I will say those matching cashmere sweaters that we bought, greatest purchase of my life.
Just picked it up from the dry cleaner.
I get stopped everywhere. People go, where's this sweater from? I said, honey, you'll never know. It's a boutique in Paris and you have to buy it with a dear friend. Sorry, I don't know. I don't know the name.
Everybody needs a friendship sweater. I remember. So we find these sweaters, okay, and they don't have tags on them, which is like step one, abort mission. You know what I mean? When they're not like giving you the price. But we were so fucking freezing.
We were freezing. We went to Paris and it was like in middle of March.
Yeah.
And we were actually, it was awful.
Like hypothermia. Okay. So we go into the first store that we find. They have these adorable blush colored cashmere hooded sweaters with built-in little finger gloves. Okay. Like so fucking cute.
It had a cute little hood.
I remember the salesperson, she was just loving us up, like gassing us. And we were like, oh my God, this is so meant to be. We have to get matching sweaters. We at this point have now put them on. We've told her our life story. We're like already strategizing our matching outfits. Tags are off. They're like, that'll be $40,000 for these fucking sweaters. You remember how expensive those were? And I was like,
And you had just bought Balenciaga sneakers to wear to Pilates. So you were already in the red.
I was way in the red.
You were maxed out on your vacation spending.
Yes, I was. But it was the best purchase.
This is typical of us, though, to go somewhere, tell people too many things. Like today, I hugged the valet that I know very well. Yeah. And I immediately regretted it. I went in for a hug. That was inappropriate. And he lingered. And I knew in that moment, I said, why did I hug this man? Why did I go for that? Why did I open my arms?
You always fucking do this. You always fucking do this. And I find it to be...
He's so nice. He takes care of me, but the hug was inappropriate.
Yeah. Zoom out, Heather.
I need to zoom out.
Zoom the fuck out.
My hospitality is zoomed in and it needs to zoom out.
Beyond. I've been saying this for years. Heather's too fucking friendly. And it's honestly such a burden to people around you.
Tell me how.
It's so fucking annoying because I understand that it is your, it is in the pursuit of being kind and personable, but then you hold everybody hostage to your good deed.
Okay.
So now we're at a restaurant and we're chit-chatting with strangers for 3.5 hours when we're just trying to have an intimate dinner for 2.
Okay, but here's my
thing. And now
we're
exchanging numbers. And now we're exchanging Instagram handles. And I don't want to keep up with the person that you've saddled up next to at the restaurant. I don't want to have to keep this up.
So what do you do for your fans? You're like, I spit in their face. And I tell them, buy a ticket to my tour.
bitchrival.com/tour. I just think there's a time and a place.
Okay.
And maybe we work on some fucking boundaries, social boundaries. You don't need to go so deep with everybody.
Okay.
It's annoying.
Okay. I can take it. I heard it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And that's the end of our episode. Jackie Schimmel is an absolute hack and a fraud in this business. And honestly, the wallpaper she told me to get was ugly. So that's a wrap. No kidding.
Like the fact that I follow the bartender that has 1 shift a week at the hotel that I love to stay at in Paris because Heather insisted on spending 2.5 hours hearing his life story, which quite frankly was fucking boring.
Okay. I can take it.
Because he's a struggling actor. And then they start talking. And then they start running lines.
Have you ever
No.
Have the people around me ever thought that they're so fucking boring that I'm looking to find some entertainment? I've heard the same stories over and over again. No one has done anything influential, anything interesting. It's the same bullshit.
Probably.
Maybe I'm looking to the waiter going, do you have something to say? Because I'm bored out of my fucking
You're like,
mind.
Dazzle me, David.
Dazzle, please.
This bitch is exhausting me. Maybe that's it. I'll zoom out on that.
Zoom out.
I'm just giving you feedback.
I will zoom in and then I will talk to less strangers.
Thank you.
I will zoom, and you need to zoom out on coming up with something intelligent. I don't get it.
We just could we be selective?
Yes.
Be selective, because I know it exhausts you, and then I'm left
it exhausts
with
me right now with my jaw because at 4:00 every day I start to melt. Like Jeff goes, I'm Cinderella. At 4:00 every day post surgery, Jeff goes, oh, the glass slipper has fallen off, and I
shattered.
Can't. It's shattered. I am. Also, but I think, okay, hear me out. Because of my comedic brain, I love studying characters. So I really genuinely enjoy getting to know, I want to know what this person's story is. It gives me more, it gets my creative juices flowing.
I don't know if I believe that, but it's a cute story.
But you also know why I'm nice to that guy at the hotel? Because he brings me my fucking Postmates 4 times a day.
Okay.
With no judgment.
So she has a motive.
It's that he's keeping my secrets of how much I'm ordering to this hotel. That's it. I also, keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
Do you know what I always tell people about you?
Oh, God, what? God, now I'm just, why the fuck? Don't go see her tour. She's a fucking fraud. What do you tell me?
Like my sister-in-law, is obsessed with you.
Love her.
Okay. Like my claim to fame is
was
that
so
we're close.
happy to do an extra VIP with her after a show.
That's right. Sign you up for that.
So the hospitality only works when it's Jackie's
when it
family.
Benefits me. Thank you. I always say, I'm like, yeah, but when you get her off the grid, she can be such a fucking bitch in the best way. And I mean it as a compliment. You know what I mean?
Please tell me more.
I feel like you present as so wholesome, kind.
What? Wholesome?
I think there's
Have you ever been to my stand-up shows?
Compared to me, socially wholesome. Publicly wholesome. Like you're a southern kind warm person.
Which I did. Is there but I'm actually horrible. Okay.
But situationally, if you get her in the zone, she can be like a ruthless cunt.
Oh yeah, I can.
And it's the best.
I get pushed to my limit.
Yeah.
But there's very few people that I feel comfortable enough to sit around and be like, you know what's so fucking, I mean, all my friends, I'm like, this is fucked.
It's so fun.
It is fun. When we get to sit around and have a martini, I'm like, when I get a cigarette,
she's ready to rumble, baby.
I'm about to spill the tea.
Don't fuck with Heather McMahan.
No, do not. But again, my anger is so quick. It's so fleeting that once I get it out, I'm like, all right,
She's gone.
I'm gone. I'm gone.
Yeah.
I am very I need one drink. I need to get it out and then I'm good.
Right.
Even my therapist is just like, all right, you want to retouch on what happened last week? Oh, no, I'm over it. I'm totally fucking over it. I really try not. I can't. I have to let it go. I'm
the
like, we're
same
all
way.
gonna die of pancreatic cancer. Good luck.
What is wrong with us?
What is wrong with us? Also, I just got tested for that. I went to get my pap smear 2 weeks ago, and he's like, "Oh, by the way, pancreatic cancer apparently is like the BRCA gene. Breast cancer." I was like, "What?" And so he's like, "Yeah, we got to scan you every year because your dad died of it." I was like, "My dad died because he drank 65 fucking Diet Cokes and went to Waffle House every day."
Right.
But either way, now I'm like, "Great, new scan alert."
Oh, Jesus. There's
I know.
nothing worse.
What are you juicing on right now? You're on NAD?
Yeah.
What did you meet your doctor in a Home Goods parking lot to get these syringes? Just so y'all know, Jackie's going on tour juiced up.
I totally.
What do you want?
Okay, so I'm on NAD.
My favorite game to play is asking my friends in LA, what are you on?
Cue the music.
What are you on? What have you done?
Okay, what am I on currently and what have I done? What am I on currently? I'm on NAD.
Great.
I'm on B12. I'm on Paraclear, which is from my shaman in Montana.
Oh, wait, I
Oklahoma.
want the number.
Okay, I'm gonna, It's a very weird process. There's like this you scan your hand. He tells you about your childhood trauma. He just gives you all these supplements that you take. Apparently I have mold, parasites, mercury, all of the things. Okay.
Have you seen? She's got loose sashimi in her back seat right now.
It tracks.
She's got mercury. Yeah.
It tracks. So I'm on like a parasite thing and then just the NAD and the B12.
Do you feel any different from the NAD? I took an NAD injection once and I felt like I was on truly speedballing on meth for about 30 minutes. And then it went away. It was the weirdest, quickest high. And you had to do it like subcutaneous, like in the muscle.
Yeah.
Or submuscular.
Yeah, I did it in my stomach and my thigh and my arm.
So you don't feel zippy?
No, I feel like Spider-Woman for about 26 minutes. Like I start feeling real weird.
Okay, so you feel weird. I felt buzzy, but it lasts like 30 minutes. And then it's supposed to be great for anti-aging, correct?
I don't know. Cellular something.
So, okay, you know what? Everyone's got it's a cellular turnover. You know why I have a cellular turnover every night? By having a glass of wine. What do you mean?
I know. I literally don't know what it fucking does, but I've been on it for a week.
Yeah.
I'm jabbing away like a full meth head. And I'm so bad with these things. Like, I'm not really great at like a supplement routine. Like, I just kind of go rogue on that shit. So I keep forgetting to do it in the morning.
Yeah.
And then I panic because you do get a little bit of a zip factor.
Right.
So I have to do it before like 2 or I'm not going to sleep.
Right.
So I've just been doing them all al fresco.
Just when in Rome. Just grabbing one out of the car. Oh, we got one in the bottega?
I swear to God.
So they don't have to stay refrigerated. Everything I'm on right now has to stay at a real crisp 46 degrees. And I'm like, guys, it's 2025. Can we not put this in a pill? Because I can't keep everything in the fucking fridge.
I know. I just do like a little Ziploc, like a little traveler.
With some ice?
With some ice. I did it at a first birthday party in a park behind a tree this weekend. That's not a joke.
Are you like juicing and then when people look at you like, I'm going on tour?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then I did it in the handicap stall at an oyster bar on Sunday.
Good for you.
Yeah, definitely have a staph infection. I use the diaper tray as like my medical setup.
When I did they call it a trigger shot when you're doing IVF, I did mine in a bathroom. My friend Angelique had to do it for me. And I was literally holding onto the stall because the needle's like that big. And I just was like, hit me. And everyone was like, what the fuck is going on? And we were at like a bar out in the burbs. Yeah. And I just was like, hit me in the ass. Go for it.
You have to.
Your best work, though, is always done in a public restroom, I will say. That's how I feel.
Always. I thrive in a public restroom. I love it. I love the anonymity. I always take the handicap stall.
I do too. And you know what? If somebody wheels in, I will literally say, give me 10, just give me 10.
How awful is that moment when you've taken the presidential suite and you're at like a Nordstrom, okay? And you hear the wheels creaking.
Yeah.
And you're like am I going to wait it out until she finds another restroom? Or am I going to walk out and like
gripping your wrists like, ooh,
with
injury.
a little dragging a leg. That's what I do. I did that recently.
I'll tell you what, I'm always in the Nordstrom bathroom because, I hit that tomato bisque. I hit that. So good. That soup is my kryptonite, but immediately it runs through me. I can't hit the dairy like I used to.
What about the chicken tinga tacos?
We don't have the chicken tingas in Atlanta.
Ooh.
It's more regional. Like we have a lot of like salads with pecans and shrimp in them.
Okay. The chicken
tinga. A lot of berry salads.
I hate that, by the way.
Really? You don't like I love a strawberry spinach salad with nuts and like a scoop of chicken salad. No.
Disgusting.
Really?
No. When I see a candied nut and a fucking grape in a salad, I just I can't do it.
Can you do Chinese chicken with a slice of mandarin?
For sure.
Oh,
That is the exception to my rule.
okay.
Everything else is a fucking no-go. I don't want a grape in a salad.
Do you do grape in chicken salad?
Not really.
Oh, wow.
Okay, Bethany Frankel. Also, I'm not like really passionate about a chicken salad.
I am. I enjoy a shredded chicken. It has to be shredded. If it's cubed or chunked, we're not doing this.
Okay.
And I somehow ended up on protein TikTok where everybody is making chicken salad out of the fucking canned chicken.
I can't.
The only reason you should be eating canned chicken is if the nuclear bombs gone off and you're hiding in your basement.
Totally.
I need it shredded. I like Duke's mayo. I want a spicy pecan. They have those spicy, sweet, hot and spicy pecans from Trader Joe's that are delicious.
Gorge.
And then maybe a little crisp green apple. That's what I'm going for. Salt and pepper.
When I close my eyes at night, get ready.
You envision me hugging the valet and just thinking how disappointed you are in me?
That's my first image. And I'm like, fucking Heather.
Yeah.
Second image I get is Kim Richards.
Oh.
Claws deep. Tossing a chicken salad.
For the baby shower. No,
for
the pre-prom. Prom. Yeah.
Prom. Because who doesn't want hand-tossed, quite literally hand-tossed chicken salad before you go to prom at the Hilton Garden Inn in Santa Monica?
100%.
Like it lives rent-free in my brain.
You know what my mom did before prom? So we had this thing in Atlanta called the Fur Bus. It was like an old bus, and they like put like, neon lights in it, glow in the dark. It's covered in fur. It's like painted animal print on the outside. It was like the thing that you did to go to prom. You got the Fur Bus, and they have like stripper poles in it. Highly inappropriate for a Christian school.
Love it.
My mom was in charge of collecting the cash for the Fur Bus, and when I tell you,
Did she upcharge everyone?
She was like Gestapo at the door. She's like, "What are you? Okay, we got Amelia and Teddy. Where's your cash?" I was so mortified. Meanwhile, she's collecting money. We're in a gated community. Everybody's good for it. Like, send a Venmo request to the parents. Robin would not let people get on the bus until they had paid her $40 cash.
What a fucking star.
Yeah, she really is.
What a star.
You ever need a debt collected? You send Robin McMahan.
Oh, she'd be my first call.
Yeah.
I would not fuck with her. If I saw her ringing my doorbell, I would be so freaked out.
Yeah, shaking in your boots.
I'd be shaking. I'd be like, whatever you want.
How's Grandma Gloria? Speaking of baddies.
Still alive, still with us, just, ruining my life by proxy. No, she's perfect. She's just, she doesn't get less high maintenance as the years go on.
Same with my mom.
Just, the amount of phone calls I get about just like home decor debacles that it's crazy.
Like she's redecorating at 104?
No, she's finishing things.
They're not done?
No. No.
Grandma Gloria, honey, time's running out.
I said to her, I'm like, time is not of the essence. We're going to have to just pick a paint color here. Like, your days are so fucking numbered. She wanted a piece of art over the sofa.
Yeah.
And she had the blue tape for what the sizing should be for 2 years.
Yeah.
And she's looking and it's not right. I'm like, at this point,
it's Picasso or bust. What are we doing?
What are we waiting for? Are you going to Sotheby's to bid on?
Yeah.
Let's get a canvas from Home Goods and plop that bitch up because it's sterile in here.
Yeah.
It's sterile.
There's something about an older generation too now, I don't know what it is, of not being able to make a decision.
Oh, painful.
4th of July, Tina came over. Was our only guest. One of my mom's girlfriends came over. My mom panicked. She was like, "Is Home Goods open?" I'm like, "What do you mean?"
Oh my God,
she's like,
I
"It's
saw
4th
her.
of July. I got to go to Home Goods. We got guests coming. I need a new basket for the beach towels." Meanwhile, they were in a gorgeous wicker basket that she bought at Home Goods 6 months ago. That wasn't the right basket. She ran out, was gone for 3 hours, came back, and halfway through pool day with the ugliest basket you've ever seen. I was like, "What happened?" We just had a panic attack this morning that 2 people that we love and know dearly, who are not going to judge us on what basket is just being displayed for the towels.
Yeah.
Panicked, ran out and had to get the basket. So my mom is the opposite of what Grandma Gloria does, where she's going to make a rash decision in a split second just because it has to get done. And then it's the wrong decision. And now we have more plastic waste.
Right. No, Gloria goes, "I just want it to be right." And I'm like, okay, well, I just want you to die with art on the walls. So is there a middle ground here?
Is there something I can inherit in all this?
Anything, for fuck's sake?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a treat.
How's your hot dad?
He's good.
Let me tell you something right now. Y'all don't know, but Mr. Schimmel, Neil Schimmel, he's sexy. Is he not?
I'm not going to agree with you because that's disgusting.
No, he's sexy. He's got swag.
Oh.
The man has fits. I'm telling you what, I would love to be your stepmom, but that's not in the cards.
You never know. You never know. I would love that as well. It's funny because like
I'll hug him a couple times.
Okay, great. Let it linger a little too long. Um, I will tell you, growing up, my dad was like such a Costco, like Kirkland, just like, yes. So the history.
When was the shift?
After my mom passed, then all of a sudden he's like, oh, I got to get back out there. Rico Suave, lost some weight, started caring about, like, he called me and he's like, I'm at Elise Walker. And I said, excuse me? Elise Walker is a store in Los Angeles that's like a very high-end, curated store, okay? Right. And when he said that, I'm like, are you lost? Were you, what is going on?
Were you bleeding? Did you need a tourniquet?
I was so genuinely shocked. This is a man
311, don't forget.
311, not 911, 311. So genuinely shocked at this new kind of version. You know, in the core, the same, but the exterior, like he cares about like shoes now. And I'm like, Dad, you bought every single article of clothing from Costco my entire life. So I'm going to need a second to catch up here.
Yeah, that's an adjustment. The first time my dad ever found Costco, he had sold his company, and my buddy Gavin called me and he said, Heather, can you call your dad? This, before you could like send your location. He's like, I think that's your dad. There's a man with 2 flatbeds buying 700 gallons of mayonnaise and like 12 printers.
My
dad had just sold his company. There's no reason why he needed 12 printers. So I called my dad, and of course, like his cell phone's on his belt buckle.
Of course.
And I was like, Dad, are you in Costco right now? Because I have friends that think that that's you. And he goes, have you ever been here? And I was like, yeah, Dad, everyone's been to fucking Costco.
Yeah.
He goes, everything's fucking in bulk. And he showed up with like literally they had to get like a U-Haul to drop off shit. We still have mayonnaise that has not been touched. Like I was like, he had never heard about this Costco place.
Wow.
And just wanted to buy in bulk. Yeah.
I get it, by the way, because I was late to the Costco party, but I used to walk there while I was pregnant because I needed indoor activities with air conditioning.
Yeah.
So I would just do laps around the Costco.
Yeah.
And I was shocked.
I get horny for Costco.
I love
Sam's
it.
Club does not hit the way it really doesn't. I'm sorry.
Wait, can I tell you a deep, dirty secret about Costco?
Yes.
Okay. It's not the best, but it's okay. They have caviar at Costco that is not bad.
Really?
Not bad.
I usually get my caviar half off at Whole Foods, and it hasn't been that bad. But you're saying Costco caviar?
You get 4 ounces.
That's a lot.
$54.99, and it ain't bad. Write it down, girls.
It's from the Mississippi River, but it is.
You will get mercury poisoning.
Yes. But what do we not have?
And a little arsenic. But
as long as you have an NAD shot in a Home Goods parking lot, you're good to go.
And if you're mixing it with sour cream on a potato chip, I don't hate it.
They have great wine. They have a nice selection.
Oh, what about the drizzle olive oil?
Let's talk about the mixed nuts, the salted mixed nuts that are perfect on a bar when you're having a dirty martini.
But
again, at Jackie's house, we have to watch our salt consumption. She does not allow me to have anything salty at her home.
That's right. We have a separate bowl for Heather. It's the Malden Salt Heather bowl.
I've been on a lymphatic drainage journey post-surgery, and I just want you to know this is actually could be helpful for you because you only shit once a month. You need to get one of those lymphatic vibration plates that you get. Have you seen them on TikTok?
Of course I have.
Can I tell you, I was on an Oxy and I got it because I love shopping under the influence.
Yeah.
I've never shit so much in a week. I'm telling you, it is game changer. You need to get one. You just get on it and it shakes everything up and then you're good to go for the week.
By the way, I don't think you're supposed to be on one of those when you have revision neck surgery.
No, I got cleared.
She's shaking all of her shit up.
I had to shoot a commercial where I was playing aggressive pickleball yesterday, and I also was not supposed to do that. I can't even really turn my head, but here we are.
It does look good.
It's getting there.
No, it's looking good.
On camera, it's still very swollen. It's a little lumpy, but it's going to get there. Once it's ready, once it's set, it's over for you hoes.
Yeah, you guys better just lay the fuck down. Heather's coming in hot with her snatched jaw.
And I will give all of you guys hugs.
It's, too long.
One thing I want to talk about is how much you were missed on the cruise. I don't know what we have to do next time to get you on the next one. I don't know if it's we just get a straight line to the arm of Dramamine. If I talk to God and make sure no birds are around. We didn't see a bird. Did we see a bird the whole fucking cruise?
Ask.
There was not a single fucking bird.
Maybe if you're like out in the middle of the ocean, the birds aren't flying there.
No, they aren't. Because guess what? They're trying to get stuff on land.
This is what I need.
Okay. Let's walk through your list. Tina's taking notes. What is your rider? And then we'll talk about your tour.
Zofran.
Everyone had it. It's all women on this cruise. Every single woman had beta blockers, Zofran, ecstasy, and like white wine in their purse.
Okay, so I need Zofran, like a pretty steady drip of Zofran. I need a hawk.
A hawk?
I need a hawk in a cage.
Okay. All right. To ward off the other
predatory birds.
Predatory birds. Okay.
Okay. So like obviously I hate birds, but a hawk will deter all other bird life.
Okay.
So that would be nice if a hawk could just rotate around the Lido deck once every 12 hours.
I think we can make that happen.
I mean, it's not much
falconry. Can a falcon?
Yes.
I feel like a hawk a hawk's taken a couple of my cats out of our backyard.
Okay, so let's do a falcon.
So let's do a falcon because I feel like they're easier to control and they're trained. They're trainable.
Yeah.
Hawks are not trainable.
Okay, that's fine. Let's a falcon is what I mean.
So falconry.
And that's kind of it. You know, a lot of people were like,
that's it. Zofran and a hawk or falcon. Yes. Okay.
And like an ocean view. You know, I can't have an interior cabin.
No, you're gonna be in the haven, as we call it.
Okay.
I just want you to know that was the number one thing on our list. I mean, we had the best time, and shout out to everybody who's there.
Yeah, it looks like it was fun.
You were missed, and the whole time I had people asking like, why isn't Schimmel here? Are you guys beefing? I go, first of all, if we were beefing, if you don't think Schimmel and I would make it the most public, messy
Logan
TikTok
versus what was that?
Tyson. Logan versus Tyson. Oh, Jake Paul, not Logan. Our bad, Logan.
Who the fuck's Logan?
Who am I? I'm Tyson. I'm Tyson Arnett.
Tyson.
I would literally be like, Jackie Schimmel, you get your ass to Vegas. We're going to fight.
Wouldn't it be amazing if Heather and I like had a falling out and like had like a huge fight? I know that you could kick my ass.
Oh, you'd be down.
But I'm so scrappy.
Mm-hmm. You are very scrappy.
I will do some weird shit. You've seen me around birds.
You would pull out a chopstick and just take. That's the thing. It would be a little moment where I wouldn't see it coming. I'd come in full force, but you would come in with a quick stab of like a corkscrew, like a wine opener, or even just a foil. You'd slit me through the throat, and I would
do
be dead.
Some weird shit that you wouldn't see coming.
Okay,
I think I'd take you down.
Listen, you have already taken me down on my own podcast today.
But it would be great if we had a fight. If downloads start like really
getting low,
we've got to have some type of.
So let's curate something though that somehow, because again, I'm hospitable. Something that makes us look both good, and that when we would come back together, it wouldn't be like the relationship is tainted.
Right, totally. So we'd have to play it off like we're taking the high ground. We're just taking some space from each other. Wouldn't that be amazing? Like
you like stole my surrogate. Ooh. That could be fun.
Ooh, that
could be fun because then also it's like we can't reveal the other woman. There's no other person to tell their side of the story.
Right.
But it's like Jackie and I went to the same clinic.
Right.
Because they're both trying to have children one day.
Right.
And next thing you know, she took the large Norwegian woman I know can only physically carry my baby.
That's right. And it would be so selfish of me and all the things.
Yes. And then I'd start a rumor that you're on drugs because you're juicing NAD. And then somebody would like stitch it on TikTok.
Totally.
And be
like she said it was NAD, but it was really crack.
And then they'd be like, well, Heather's too friendly. So she probably pushed the other woman away because she hugged her too much. And that's assault.
And she wanted to create boundaries. Like we could really have like a good run with this. And then we'd have like our big like come together. We'd do a live tour.
And then Dear Media would splice it together in the most dramatic way. And then we just go, they're back. But then what we would do, because we're both trying to retire, because we're both exhausted.
We've got bags to buy, honey.
We got bags to buy. We've got surrogates to pay for.
Trips.
We would then still do the fight. We would build it up. We'd be doing a press tour.
Oh my God, the outfits?
Yeah. Stop.
The outfits. I'd wear my Balenciaga pedophile sneakers.
I'm telling you, I think we'd have a main attraction. We would end up in Vegas.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And here's the thing. When the fight actually happened, that was the only fight I watched because I think watching UFC cage fighting is disgusting.
Totally.
They didn't even hit each other.
Right.
They basically farted around a little octagon for like 8 rounds. They both kind of grunted, and then there was nothing. And then they just said there was a winner, and I believe it was Tyson won. And then he walked away with like $250 million.
Ugh.
So guess what?
A dream.
Maybe a couple cat scratches.
Yeah, a little.
Maybe like, you bitch. And then we split it.
We get those loose. Those beads are slipping. We loosen up the hair extensions.
Are falling and flying. We give them a show.
Sponsored by Salty Locks.
Sponsored by Salty Locks and Gucci.
Obviously.
And then, when we go to the weigh-in, they have to like say words and they take the photos. And we're over there just like with our acrylic nails, like,
Chrome, baby. We would fucking kill.
Dude, you would have chrome. I would have some sort of French tip that I immediately regretted. But again, I was too nice to tell the woman, I don't like this.
You'd have a flower on every fucking nail because she couldn't create a social boundary.
I would be a little triggered by having to weigh in front of America. I got to be honest with you.
We can curate our experience. We don't need to do weigh-ins.
So what is it, by like BMI? That's even worse.
We don't have to.
Okay.
We don't have
Can
to
we
do any of
Google,
that.
though, did they have to be the same weight class? Because I don't know how that works. Oh, they were boxing. They weren't doing UFC fighting. Okay, so for that, so it doesn't technically, because that people might say, well, it's a celebrity boxing match, but Heather outweighs Jackie tenfold.
Yeah, but that's not what this is
Or
about.
the finale would be, I would just sit on you and then be like, yeah.
And I'd just be clawing at your fucking eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
And then what would we do with our winnings?
Oh my God. Well, we'd have to go on a trip.
We build like a compound in Italy or something.
Yes.
Where it's like you have your wing, you can like never leave your house and be a recluse. And then
Totally.
I'm out there throwing parties because I'm with all the valets.
Oh my God. Yes. I'd have like a soundproof bunker.
Yeah.
With blackout shades.
But I hate to tell you, Clyde and Andrew want to come over to my house. And then Jeff, who wants to be completely antisocial, is
He'll be
over at
with
your
me.
hotel.
Totally.
Yeah, perfect.
Oh my God. We've really worked this out. We
Because
have a plan B.
We have a plan B. Because there's never really been a plan A.
Not
Plan
really.
A has not worked out for either of us.
No, not really.
We stay on plan B to C.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we're at. So, Jackie, I want to know, before I let you go, I want you to tell us what else you're doing to prep for tour and what is your pre-show ritual? Like, what is your moment of zen before you go out and just absolutely tear up the stage, rip it to shreds, bring tears of joy and laughter to people's lives when we need it the most?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. First and foremost, what is my moment of zen? I think disassociating. I'll probably sit, have like some form of a chicken tender, like a nostalgic, like I need like a beige meal.
That's the only, and people don't realize that before a show, it's only beige.
Beige.
Because you can't trust anything green or lean.
No, we're not doing that.
No.
So I'll be on my beige food diet and I'll be just disassociating, probably watching a vintage Roni and just, trying not to defecate myself.
And that, to me, that's how you do a show.
That's the secret.
And can you tell us where you're going? It's
Okay,
the Dim the Lights tour.
Dim the Lights tour. It's unlike anything you've ever seen before. Okay. You have to come see it because if I bomb, which it's high probability.
Okay.
We don't know. It's 0 or 100. I was telling Heather before, this is not the type of thing that's going to hover in the middle. It's either going to go really, really well or very terribly.
Okay.
And I'm just emotionally preparing for
the latter.
Either. Yeah.
But here's the thing. I did learn this. If you go through your brain and go through what the worst case scenario could be, and then you just kind of like sit with that for a second, we know that's not going to happen.
Right.
Then you're good. You're like, okay, worst case scenario, I bomb. And guess what? They should have to pay you.
I know. I bombed in Vegas one time.
Vegas is really, though, Vegas is, you never know what the fuck's going to happen.
I did the Life is Beautiful festival. And I'm sure I've told you this already. It was like David Guetta. It's like a rave. And they had to fill a slot. Somebody bowed out. Yeah. And they were like,
Diplo
Schimmel
was like, on oxys or something.
Totally. Yeah. It's like a bunch of men in board shorts and Oakley sunglasses that are actually on meth that just want to like fucking freak out to Akon or David Guetta. Like they just want to like foam at the mouth. Okay. So there's one air conditioned venue, which is where I played at 4 p.m. in we're talking off the strip. Okay. And I was like a last minute addition. So like I didn't sell any tickets. It was already a sold out thing. So I'm just working with the audience that's already built in for me. And I was getting paid no matter what. So I had 45 minutes on the fucking clock. I didn't really prepare accordingly because I thought I'd just kind of wing it, do a Q&A. I wasn't in the headspace. And 5 minutes in, I'm like, this is going so badly. And I was getting heckled pretty severely by these disgusting rosacea-clad white men screaming at me with their bad haircuts and their fucking net board shorts, their Billabong tank tops. And then I started just ripping them to shreds. And the morale of the room started going down fucking fast.
Yeah.
And there was one point in time, I still had 38 minutes left, okay? And I look out and I said, you know what? I don't give a fuck if you think I'm funny. I get paid no matter what. I could sit up here singing the ABCs for the next 38 minutes and I walk away with a fucking check. So fuck you.
So then what did you do for the next 38 minutes?
I did the ABCs for the next. No, I was just fighting for my life and that people were just getting up and leaving. And I was like, oof.
Here's the thing. Now you know. It's
you live, you learn as a
Atlantis. You have to do the research on the audience. There's nothing worse. There's nothing worse than like a corporate gig. Like I'll even look at the corporations. And if I think that like 90% of the board members or even if like 5% of the board members if their wives are fans, I'm like, then I already know them. I can roast.
You need someone in the crowd holding you as an anchor. But when you're looking out in a sea of Oakley sunglasses, you know that 45 minutes is not going to go well. And that was traumatizing, and that was 5 years ago.
Yeah, there's nothing worse, too, than when you do a corporate gig and they're like, keep it really clean. And then you talk to a sales guy backstage. You're like, no, listen, Rick's in the audience. Rick's our sales guy. He loves a dirty joke. Just razzle Rick. Just really razzle. And then you go out there and you go for it. And then you're like, no, I should not have said anything that has come out of my mouth in the last 3 minutes. Zoom out. And that's what we got to do. But you know what? You're zooming in for the Dim the Lights tour. You're literally bringing the lights down. We're zooming in on your
tickets.
life.
I actually am only saying this because it's like reverse psychology, and I low-key think it's going to be incred.
Yes, of course.
So please go buy tickets because I think it's going to be.
And where can people buy tickets, Jackie?
thebitchbible.com/tour, Heather. Thank you.
Period. And will you be having merch?
No.
Okay. All right. I'll make my own. I'll make my own airbrush t-shirt and I'll come to your show.
Please.
Ladies and gentlemen, one of my besties in the whole world. She's one of the funniest people on the planet. You have to go see her Dim the Lights tour. It starts in DC literally this weekend.
Friday. Roll through, hoes.
And go to thebitchbible.com/tour and go see Dim the Lights. And then I want you to report back, leave a nice Yelp review. And then at whatever show I'm coming to, probably in August, because you're going through August, right?
Yeah.
I will be heckling you in the back.
I can't fucking wait.
In a pair of board shorts.
Guess what, bitch? Yeah, get your Oakley sunglasses.
I'll say, see you in the Octagon in Vegas. And then that's all a part of our plan. That's how it starts. That's how it starts. And it's like, Heather was drunk.
She couldn't even come and support me.
No.
She couldn't let me have my moment.
It was zoomed in on her, and it should have been
all about Heather.
It should have been about Jackie.
That's right. That's how we started.
That's how we started.
Okay.
And then we are cajillionaires and we're done. And we never have to do this
ever again.
I'll see you at the outlet malls in Florence, bitch. All right. In the meantime, between time, you know where to find us. Call into the hotline, 800-213-7503. We'll be back next week with voicemails. Love you, mean it. I'll see you on the next episode. Ciao, Bella. Arrivederci.